During the Tour de France, riders spend 5 hours a day racing on France's toughest roads. But there's one challenge that's underrated: just staying on the bike.
Riders have to eat, drink, and change clothes, all in the heat of battle while racing each other and navigating the twists, turns, climbs, and descents of cycling's most famous event. But how hard can it be? To find out, I'm going to attempt some of the basic tour tasks on these tricky rollers.
Riders take on about 8 bottles of water during your average stage.
And it's impossible for them to carry that much water with them all day. Water bottles are usually handed to them from a team car or soigneur who stands on the side of the road. They drink what they can and put the rest away for later, or they toss it in the crowd. Cyclists among you may think this is easy, but the rollers make everything much harder. In order to grab my bottle, I have to stay in a perfectly straight line. Now, Tour de France riders may have more road at their disposal, but in the peloton, they have about as much room as I have here. Staying perfectly straight is critical. "6,000 calories. That's how much a rider needs to get through a day at the Tour. A lot of that refueling happens mid-race, with riders collecting food bags called musettes from the soigneurs who stand in a designated feed zone. Looks simple enough, right? After all, normally I'd be moving past the soigneur at speed, but here he's standing next to me.
Nope.
But I faced a different challenge. The tiny loop of the musette bag was almost impossible to get around my head. It took me about 20 tries. Tour riders get 1.
During the Tour's high mountain stages, the temperature can vary by up to 10 degrees Fahrenheit from a summit to a valley.
So riders often add or remove layers to keep their bodies at the right temperature. But dealing with a rain jacket at 20 miles an hour is far from easy. This was the big challenge. For this one, I'd have to take both hands off the bars, insert them through the sleeves behind my back, and pull the jacket over my body. Suffice to say, I found it a little tricky.
All right, like that, but on the bike.
After several attempts and too many falls, I decided to punish my body no more.
All of that is trickier on the rollers than on the actual road, but then again, nothing is as tricky as the Tour de France. The peloton eats, drinks, and changes mid-race, and these guys can't mess up. Easier without the rollers.